Hey, how you doing? You can join me on my coffee break here, stepping away from my computer and just taking a breather, slowing time down, letting my mind wander. And my mind right now is wandering and thinking about visualization and how a lot of people like to talk about visualization and how if you visualize, you can manifest your desires, with vision boards and just there's scripting where you write it out and just the focus, the mental focus that you can have to bring what you want into reality. But I was thinking back on some of the major life events for me, and they did not come from visualization. They were a freaking surprise. They came out of nowhere. They came when I wasn't looking. Whenever I look too much and want too badly, it doesn't come. It delays things, it seems. I'm talking about the big things. Maybe that's worked for me. Sometimes it could be coincidence too. But when I'm thinking about it, like finding my husband, my partner, was not looking for love. I was building a career. And boop, there's love. Years before, when I was single looking for love, nothing, crickets, terrible men entering my life. But when I was focusing on my career and I ended up landing a job at a law firm in downtown San Diego, there he was, the IT guy. Right away, sparks, and never looked back. And then thinking about when we wanted, even before that, when we wanted to move to Portland, Oregon, from San Diego to Portland, I did not have a job. And I wasn't visualizing a job. I was just focused on the move and getting excited and focusing on where to live. And then boom, I found a job within the first week. That one is a little iffy. But the next one, trying to have a baby, and you hear this all the time, people trying to have a baby. They try and focus and put all this attention and control on it. Doesn't happen. And then we just drop it, and instead we start focusing on immigrating to Canada, moving to Canada, because I'm a dual citizen. Why we wanted to move, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, we wanted to move. And of course, right when we move in, boop, baby. Was not expecting it. And then the biggest one most recently has been where we're at now. So I've lived in apartments my whole adult life in cities. I mentioned San Diego, Portland, and then like Kelowna area, Santa Barbara, in cities, and always apartments. Never owned a house or land or anything like that. And didn't have any vision to do that. Didn't have any vision to live closer to nature. I've never really had a vision to live outside of the system. But here we are, and I'm living, not in this house, this is not my house. I'm living off-grid in a forest with no neighbors right now in a 420 square feet cabin, with a loft, so I guess it could be like 600 square foot. On solar, pumping water from a well, doing everything all naturally, starting a garden. Never done that really before. And that was not in my vision board, not in my vision at all. Things aligned, an opportunity came to us, and we said, sure, it sounds like an adventure. And there are other people who I can see online, I talk to, and they want things so badly. Maybe there's someone who really wants to homestead, and they want land, and they see us doing it, and they're like, how did you make it happen? How did you do it? I'm like, I have no idea. I did not have one single thought about this. And now we're living a pretty extreme life compared to what we're used to. Call it the maintenance guy. Something's broken. No. We're surviving out there. We're thriving now. It's been a couple years. I would say in the beginning we were definitely in survival mode. Definitely struggle bus in the beginning. That's a whole other story. And I just wonder, if we really even need to visualize that much for things that we want. I mean, is it meant to be that we're on this land? Maybe. If you believe in higher powers, maybe things were orchestrated behind the scenes. But I've had vision boards before, and I've really wanted things in my life, and some of those things still haven't come. And I wanted them, visualize them for years. I could say this about losing weight too. The more badly, the more desperately I want to lose weight, the more my body stalls. Maybe it's because I'm so focused on what is. Like, by focusing so much on the problem, the solution isn't coming easily. I don't know. I do think that visualization maybe could work if you're in the right emotional state and you don't have that desperation behind it. When you ignore things, they can flow too easier, it seems. I don't know. These are just things I'm thinking about. Obviously online, you can look this up on YouTube. A lot of people have a success visualizing, and they are preaching about it, telling you how great it is. So clearly it works for some. Maybe it's not the best strategy for me. Honestly, I think if I want something, I should just kind of say, yeah, I want that, and then freaking ignore it. Ignore it and go obsess about a completely different topic, and then it will come into my life. Seems to be how it works. Or this could all be a coincidence, and none of this is real. This is all coincidences. But I don't really like to believe that way. I like to think that the world is magical, and we are magical, because that's more fun to think that way. You could think that everything is serious and logical and exactly as it is, as you see it. You could think that. But I like to add some sparkle, razzle dazzle to things and assume that there's a lot more beneath the surface than we can see. I'm delusionally optimistic a lot of the times, and yeah, believe in our power. Anyway, I think that's enough of a break. Oh, I forgot to say, comment below if visualization has ever worked for you. I would love to hear your stories. Has it worked for you, or is it kind of like the way I'm saying, where if you can ignore it, it comes to be easier, faster, quicker? Let me know if visualization worked, and subscribe for more. Talk to you soon. Bye.